We would like to acknowledge that we are on the traditional lands of Treaty 8 territory and the homelands of the Métis people. We recognize the lands upon which we stand as the ancestral land of the Indigenous peoples and as common home to everyone in virtue of God, our Creator's gracious gift. And if you'd like to join me in the words of prayer, that would be lovely. In the Father, Son, and Spirit, our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Thank you, everyone. Everybody's had a chance to look at the agenda. Are there any errors or, additions or omissions? Please let us know and we'll fix that. And if not, can I get someone to move to adopt the agenda?
I so move, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Trustee McGrath. And we're all in favor? Okay, perfect. Thank you. And everybody had a chance to review the minutes from the April 12th regular board meeting. Are there any errors or omissions or changes that need to be made in there? Otherwise, the public move that we adopt the minutes from the last regular board meeting.
Madam Chair, I move that we adopt the minutes of the regular board meeting of April 12th.
Thank you, Trustee Yarrow. All in favor? Okay, thank you. And I am going to turn it over to Superintendent Wiggins.
Thank you, Trustee Galanzowski. First up this evening, just another COVID update that we've been living for over a year now, obviously. One of the interesting things, if we look at the graph that we're putting up on the screen, it kind of shows where we were just a month ago. Very few cases, and how rapid and fast in a short period of time our community ended up in the position it's currently in. And we all know that once we got into those types of positions, it would definitely start to impact our school divisions, both ourselves and the public school division in the community. So that certainly presented difficulties for us, and we worked very hard with the government to get ourselves to at-home learning, 7 to 12 first, and then obviously with our elementary schools, and things certainly spread across the province, and put everybody in the province in that position. So we all know again that schools will be out and at-home learning until after the May long weekend. So we'll continue on and continue doing our best, and I really want to thank certainly our parents, our staff, our students, community, and everybody working together so we can keep learning moving forward as best as we can. And I think this consistency of having everyone at home, it's amazing what our staff have been able to do in the schools to be able to pivot so quickly. We've become experts at that, and experts at technology, and our children are becoming experts at technology and teaching as adults too. So I think it's great. And what's really important for us to always keep in mind, I think, is that, as a Catholic school division, it's critical that we all understand that we are in the hope business. It's imperative for us that we never stop providing hope to our children, their families, and the community. And we do that because we put our hope and trust in the Lord first. And when we do that, everything else will fall into place. We'll get through this year, we'll see next year, and our Catholic schools and our children in this community will continue to flourish, and we look forward to that time when we're all back together into a different type of school year. But we're in good shape, and we're working hard, and we're working together, and that's what's important. Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions or comments about that? Oh, Keith, are you talking to us?
I'm sorry, I just wanted to, I'm sorry, I have my hand up. I was just going to make a comment.
Oh, go ahead.
I'd just like to thank, listen to George, and I'd like to thank George, his team, from John
listeners, to the administration that have faced this pandemic and the challenges that threw at you guys week after week over week. And, teachers, support staff, you've been angels in all this. As trustees, we can support you for advocacy and stuff, but as parents of kids that were in the school system, many parents that we see are very thankful for what you've done for the last, I guess, especially, we're grateful for your service all the time, especially in the last year and a half. And I think collectively we all know that we still have some of this pandemic education to do. Nobody's experts, but you guys have done, to me, a fabulous job. And, we can get the other levels of government to support you guys in your efforts. I think that's the work that we're here to do. So appreciate your efforts.
Thank you, Trustee McGrath.
I just wanted to say also thank you, and this pivot is certainly much different than last year's, where we were, crisis learning or crisis teaching, and shown that we have some really strong team to pull this off. Because we know, working on ministry's timeline, we don't have a lot of notice to do this. So I don't think people don't realize that we didn't wake up on Sunday morning and decide that we were going to do this. It's a process, and a lot of other moving parts. So big thanks to this team and all of the staff that impacted, which is all.
Thank you, Trustee Galanzowski.
Go ahead, George.
Thank you. Moving to 9.2, we've been working very hard to try to set up our school division for the next school year and some of our appointments. This time we're going to announce some of our new positions for next year. I'm going to turn that over to our Associate Superintendent in HR, Natasha McCarthy-Poole.
Thank you, Ms. Rwb. It's my pleasure to announce our 3 new directors that will be starting their role in August, but learning very quickly and starting some mentorship activities in the last couple of weeks that we have in the school division. So for the 2021-22 school year, it is my pleasure to announce that our new director of curriculum and instruction will be Danielle Nasco. We also have another director of curriculum and instruction, and that position goes to Matthew Campbell. And then our third position is a new director of student or inclusive education, and that position goes to Jen Frickler-McDougall. So we'd like to congratulate our 3 new directors and congratulate all of our principals and vice principals and other employees who applied for these positions. We had a really tough decision to make, and we're really looking forward to the team that will be supporting all of our students and staff for the next school year. Thank you.
Thank you, and congratulations to everyone. It's so exciting news. We're sad that we're losing the people, but it opens up room for great new things. And the people that are, Monica for sure is leaving a very solid foundation for them to take up and continue on. Thank you for that. Okay, just wanted to acknowledge that this week is Catholic Education Week. We are very, very grateful to still have the ability and the enshrined rights for the Constitution to celebrate and keep going with Catholic education. So Catholic Education Week, there are activities and hashtags and such going on. So that's all I say about that. There is, Mr. Rwb, do you have anything to add to that?
No, we've got lots on our social media, and our schools are certainly busy all week with different things. There's masses and the opportunity for everybody to be involved in one, I think, and there's one with Archbishop Smith coming up, I think, on Friday, and we'll have all that on our social media. So it's a great week to celebrate Catholic schools, not just in our community, but across the province, and just how vital they are to the growth of our province.
Thank you. Next is 9.4, which is on the agenda, Rwb Meeting. The Rwb called a state of local emergency, a SOL, 2 weeks ago, I believe now. I can't remember the exact date. And they're just had a meeting to confirm that what sort of powers that actually gives the municipality in terms of education and closing schools. Under the Emergency Management Act, it does give them the ability to, if necessary, to make those decisions, and it would supersede anything that came from Alberta Education. We are not there. It was simply a clarification. I just want to make that clear so that nobody thinks we're closing the schools tomorrow, because we're not. Next on the agenda is 9.5. It's parent and public curriculum sessions. Alberta Education is hosting a series of curriculum sessions. They're not really a town hall, they're more like a presentation. There is an opportunity to submit questions via the chat. They're about an hour, and if you want to sign up and go and sit in on one, you can find them on the Alberta Education website. And last but not least, for the chair is Trusteeship Session. So as we know, we're still moving steadily towards the election in October, municipal election. And we as trustees have been engaging with our local school councils and parents and community to raise awareness and the importance of voting and the importance of taking part in civic discourse. And that's all I have. We have item 10.1, locally developed courses.
Madam
Yes.
Chair, I believe on 9.6, Trustee McGrath wanted to take the opportunity to say a couple of words. So.
Yes, you're right. I apologize.
Well, thank you, Madam Chair. And I guess this won't come as a surprise to my colleagues or administration. I've been graced and blessed since 2004 to not only represent my own 3 kids in the McMurray Catholic District, but when I first started, there was, I think, 3,100 kids, and that grown now to 7,000. So in 2004, I continued to do some work that we used to do in high school because we weren't the best at writing exams, but we were pretty good at volunteering. So after coming from Newfoundland, I went to work and found some time to volunteer my time. I began my career as a trustee for the McMurray Catholic District 17 years ago this year. And I've had such great experiences with our division, whether it be being part of Santa's Anonymous, community masses, just being part of a district that looks after kids. We built a lot of new schools. We remembered Mrs. Elsianic. Our district, I'm very proud not only to work for the Indigenous community, but I started that relationship almost 40 years ago at the All Saints Hotel. There's not a chief that I don't respect, and I certainly respect our communities, and to have a school named after Elsianic in our time is a testament to our inclusion. Certainly proud of the fact that we graduate more Indigenous kids in Canada than any other school district. And I know that the administration and administrators are very humble. I see what the Catholic faith does, and in times of pandemics and stuff, we lean on Jesus and the Lord in prayer more than we have. Our teachers are angels, and I never found a better home in 2004. Because as a student in school, I went to school because I got away from some stuff that maybe kids are still getting away from today. School was a safe place. So it was kind of fitting that my wife took a nomination paper for the Catholic board and put me in 2004 instead of the city council because I lost a few of those elections in 2004, but the one that I did win was Catholic board in 04. And there's two people that were instrumental in making my life a bit of a change, and that was Mrs. Carberry. Who shares a room at Elsie School, and she wasn't always happy with what I said or done, but she always put me in her place. And she kept me on the ground. And she always did her time at the Catholic division, even though she was a good Irish woman, but everything she done for the kids, and that was the reason why I continued to serve with the kids. And another guy that I learned a lot from was Terry Langus. So Terry, maybe I'll send you a recording, but you'll see he's my third time. Monica's smiling because she knows she's been here with me ever since. My third time wearing a tie to the school board meeting. And Francois could say because he told me that I should wear a tie more than once, even with Wigan. So when elected officials are elected, look after our most vulnerable. That's children, and elders and seniors, and I think that there's not a teacher or support worker or anybody in the school who goes into to make a kid's life worse. It's a profession and a vocation that my wife served and continues to serve sporadically. And I've always had a teacher in my life since kindergarten in Torbay, Richard Gonzaga, Gamacology. I think even some of us around the table today can still remember the teacher that took us in for maybe a beat from your old man that you got, and that was your safe place to go. Don't ever think that don't happen, because it does. And George, I'll say this to you, and Phil Maher, I still work today in mines across Canada, and there's not a place I go that I don't hear the Wigan and Maher's name. Kids that own their own businesses today that I work for because of George and Phil. So on that note, I see firsthand the public board, the Northland board, and the Catholic board. We're all one. We might have different values. People might try to separate us. But the only reason we're here is to make kids' life a little bit better. So on behalf of my wife and my kids, all graduates of the Catholic District, I'd leave with you not only 17 years of service. I'm thankful for the kids of grade 6 in 2017 that may be your first pick. I'd never let you down. I might have failed at being a husband a few times, not getting garbage on time, whatever. But I never want to fail being a dad. I never want to fail a kid. Through our auctions at Santa's Anonymous, we had lots of laughs, and we gave away cars and boats. That's not going to stop. What's going to stop? I'm going to pass this torch to somebody a lot younger than me, the kids in the system. And I know a couple of candidates that are going to put their names forward. And that's, what, the people that are left to serve, God bless you all. And this is not goodbye, but it's time to turn it over. So on behalf of my wife, Teresa, Spencer, Carmen, and Marianne, we want to leave a scholarship for the kids of any district. It would be up to George, what he calls him. That's George and Phil Maher, the two guys that looked after guys like myself. So I'll leave you with that. And, George, the next school year in 22, we'll be happy to start that scholarship for 10 years. So I appreciate everybody at the Catholic School District, Mrs. Carberry, and the other people that served. I served with a lot of people over the years, by elections, never lost the school board election. I think that was because God knew my heart was in the right place. Not so much at the other elected role, because that wasn't there. You need to be at peace to live. I know that we made a difference in the kids' life, and that's all it takes. I've had that privilege only because my wife put that nomination paper in, gave me the go-ahead to serve the kids. We'll do it in different ways, but it won't be in a public capacity. It'll be in a private capacity. And I can't thank you enough, George, Francois, Monica, for the time we spent. And I know that you guys took a bit of flack for an old while ago, like myself on the board, Natasha, when you were a principal. You'd say, oh boy, here he comes. Unless you want to give away the card that don't work or the vote that don't work. But it was always about kids. And I look at the 3 trustees that are shared this evening. Anthony, you just got married. You know, you got a great board. And I think the Catholic school district will carry on and be that fire that everybody needs every now and then when you're looking up and praying that we're going to get through this pandemic and look after our teachers. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee McGrath. I know that wasn't easy for you to say, and you've been mulling this over and thinking about it for quite some time. I'm actually going to turn it back over to our chair, who's back in the room. Keith, your legacy and your lessons that you've taught me will be long held and long remembered, and cast a great shadow over our district. So, in a good way. So we have a lot of work to do to measure up and keep the good work that you've done. Keep that momentum going. So, don't know if we'll find someone with a bigger heart.
Well, you might not find somebody with a bigger heart, but you'll probably find somebody that don't probably, I would say, get himself in the public spotlight so much. How would that?
That'll do.
I appreciated your Paul as being the chair, and I know you care about the kids, and I know that in another capacity in life is all about the kids, so keep on fighting for the kids, because like myself, my kids are grown, and I'm going to start loving them more, and you still got kids in the system. So I think you got to be joined by some people that, like yourself, that the only reason why they do it is for the kids. I've never seen a trustee come here yet to bounce it off something else that they wanted to do. That's why I have so much respect for the Catholic school district. It's always been about the kids. And there's one guy, I guess I talk about George. Well, another guy that's our solid trooper. That's what. Blessed to have you, especially when you're the only guy who can get, I remember budgets from the government of 24 million. And this is when we were getting taxes, and they took it all away from me. You're about the only guy I've met in my life, and I've worked with some big people. You're the only guy that I know can run a $30 million budget with 24. They still have money left over. That's another gift from God, but in all seriousness, you really weathered the storms, the fire, the floods. I appreciate the financial stability that you gave the district, even in the toughest of times. I forgot about that. But Monica, and you looking after the special kids like I was, I think you all had your place. Even, and you're right, Paul, there's a bit of a hole. That hole will be covered by Jesus, somebody else. I think that I don't want to go on and on because it took me a long time to get to this, and I don't want to change my mind. You know what I mean? So I'm not very good at, but I'm not holding. I'm not sad. Just trying to pass pass the torch. I wanted to say it publicly. Because sometimes people think that this work that trustees don't do is not that important. But when you see teachers, and administration trying to do the best they can, it's up to the trustees like ourselves, especially in these tight times with the government. They need the advocacy, we'd say. They need the attention and the pulley from the trustees to get what the administration needs to work after things. Anyway, I'm going to try to hit that off. I'm going to put myself on mute.
Thank you. So I'm sorry I've had some significant technical difficulties. Are you able to hear me? Thank you. Trustee McGrath, on behalf of the board, we're not saying goodbye yet because we know there's a few months left. We want to thank you very much for your service over the last 17 years. I'm not sure if it's fitting that you wanted to give us this news during Catholic Education Week. I believe it is because we know how much you love and have guided the children and your wisdom for the last 17 years of this board, and I know you'll be sorely missed. But I'm not saying goodbye yet because we have a few more meetings to get through before our term is complete. I would also I'll take this opportunity as well to thank Teresa and your children. As we know, trusteeship is never a one-off. It involves all of our loved ones around us and sacrifice that they make as well. So we very much appreciate your service, and I will have more to say in September. And on that note, if somebody could please let me know where we are in the agenda, because
you're at 10.1, Madam Chair.
Thank you. And my apologies. I know this is a little untoward. Can we go back to 9.3 in Catholic Education Week? And I just ask if we've advised that Trustee Yarrow has also given his notice that he won't be running for re-election. Pardon me?
We have not, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. So, given Trustee McGrath's news, Trustee Yarrow has also, he had decided several months ago that he would not be running again. He's decided to take retirement seriously. So, we thank him as well for his service, and we'll have more to say in September on that matter. And as well, I would just like to mention that Trustee Yarrow was the recipient of the ACSTA, Alberta Catholic School Trustee Association Thomas More Award, which he recently received via mail. And Trustee Yarrow, do you have your medal handy to show?
Nice.
So congratulations, Trustee Yarrow. We move now to locally developed courses, item 10.1. I give the floor to you, Superintendent McGuigan.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Every year or every few years, we always have a number of locally developed courses that our high schools use to kind of augment the student schedule in different areas that are key interests for students. So one of the things that we do, we have to bring them back to yourselves. We get approval from other school divisions that allow us to use their coursework. So as part of board operations, you have a number of them in front of you. It's quite a list, and we just need we need your approval so we can have that signed off, so we can have a full authorization to be able to use those courses again.
And we've had a chance to take a look at this list, and so I would ask for a trustee to provide a recommendation.
I will Be it resolved that the Sorghumberry Catholic Board of Education approve the following locally developed courses to run from September 1st, 2021 through to expiry of the authorization period for each course with the authorized resources as per the course outlines as follows. Academic Achievement English Language Development, Broadcast Video, Dance Performance, ESL, Expository English, Film and Media Art, Instrumental Jazz, Reading, Local Jazz, Fire Rescue Services, Musical Theater, Understanding Video Games, Forensic Studies, Leadership, Character and Responsibility, and Religions of the World.
And we'll note that the minutes will reflect an individual resolution number for each of the courses that were listed. If I could ask for a seconder, please. Thank you, Trustee Yarrow, and all in favor. Thank you. It is so moved. We now move on to item 11, consent agenda. With respect to policy 16, recruitment and selection of personnel, policy 17, alternative programs, policy 18, naming of district schools. We have had a chance to review each of these policies, and there are no changes, so we just move forward. We move now to item number 12. For information purposes, item 12.1 is Alberta Catholic School Trustees Association. We have not had a meeting recently. Our most recent experience was part of our Alberta Catholic School Trustees Association SPICE Blueprints 2-day retreat, which is normally a retreat. It was held virtually this year. I do know that Trustee Galanzowski attended, as did I and Superintendent McGuigan. So it's basically a retreat that allows us time, and there are some teachers as well that are included in that, and principals, and it allows us time to reflect on our Catholicity and bring it back to faith. Yeah, so it was an enjoyable 2 days. We were able to attend Mass with Archbishop Collins in the Diocese of Toronto, and with Bishop McGrath in the Diocese of Edmonton. We now move to the Alberta School Board Association, and I will ask Trustee Galanzowski to provide a report.
Sure. We had our regular zone meeting a couple of weeks ago, and as per kind of the rhythm right now, we are talking a lot about advocacy, trusteeship. We had a little session on how to engage our MLAs. And we're hosting another coffee and conversation session tomorrow with our zone trustees to explore more about what trusteeship means to us and why it was important and how we communicate that to the public. We did have Minister LaGrange spoke to us, address the meeting that morning. There was not really any new news. This was prior to schools going online in our region, so that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you, and we move now to the collaboration of Catholic school councils. We held a meeting on May the 3rd with several of our school councils. It provided Superintendent McGuigan an opportunity to go over the assurance plan and as well as to provide a COVID-19 update. In addition to that, there was some discussion on the curriculum review, and our next meeting will be held on August the 23rd for all of our Catholic school council chairs to attend. And that is it for information items. Again, my apologies everyone for my technical difficulties. I wish you all a blessed Catholic Education Week. Thank you to all of our senior team. extremely hard and diligently this month, and as well as always, a very grateful thank you to our teachers, educators, school staff, and our parents for hanging in there. We're just a mere few weeks away from the end of the school year, and we hope that everybody can continue to make the best of it. And we pray for your health and safety. And we are now adjourned until June 14th, 2021. Could I have somebody motion for adjournment, please?
Always my favorite one. I can make a motion to adjourn this regularly scheduled May meeting of 2021. I'm not sure what the date is, but I know it's May.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Keith.
Mrs.
Thank you,
McGrath.
guys. Get well, eh? Thank you.
Second,
safe.
favor. All right. Good night.
Later, folks. Later.